Hey Sightseers, SightseeingSally here. I'm back! At least intermittently. I don't know how well I'll be able to stick to a set regular schedule right now. Everything's just kinda in this nebulous region of I don't know. We're still trying to figure out what our winter plans are, because if you didn't know, we actually sold our fifth wheel back in spring, back when we got back. Because everybody else was selling their stuff at a premium, and we figured, why not get on the gravy train and try and sell our fifth wheel at least to get out what we put into, and had it up on good old Craigslist, and it went like that. So we don't have actual something to camp in right now, which we're looking. We were hoping prices would come down, that people would start selling them off, but I don't know, it's been a little tough trying to get something. Regardless, I had the opportunity to take some time and go off on this adventure. Obviously, I'm by myself. Marty's back home working, being the slave to the grind while I'm off having fun. But I digress. Been meaning to check out this historical marker for some time. I'm finally stopping and reading it. Ironically, it's talking about the cool north woods, and today happens to be a whopping 39 degrees. So yeah, I know all about the cool north woods. But what this is really referring to is hot summers and how the north woods of Wisconsin are a lot cooler, and back in the day, a few privileged would be able to come up and spend the summers up here, the rich folk, as it were. And so the railroads tried to capitalize on that by building resorts up here. According to this, the resorts weren't able to keep the railroads from going bankrupt. And in 1905, the Wisconsin and Michigan Railroad Company built a resort on an island up here. It's Miscano. Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced, Miscano Island, and that's like up that way. I actually filmed some footage up there, a couple years ago, and included it in a video. Anyways, there's a really cool resort that's been open and closed over the years. I think now it's back open. That's what this historical marker is all about, and since it is so freaking cold out here, I am heading back to the car. After that little side jaunt, I had to stop and get myself something hot to drink because it is so cold. And I stand corrected, it's actually 37 degrees outside right now. Brr. Okay, if I'm being honest, I really just had to stop to pee. But since it is so cold out, this really looked like the thing I needed. A little pumpkin spice cappuccino to warm your insides. Ooh, that's hot. And there's my trusty sidekick, ready to go explore. Mocha's back home, sad and hating on me because I left her there. But I didn't think it would be really great to have to bring both dogs. And Marty would miss Mocha. That's his buddy, so I left Mocha home with Marty. Anyways, I'm on a time schedule, kinda, so I better hit the road. I'm checking into my first Airbnb this evening, and I really don't want to get there after dark. I want to get there before dark so I can kind of get the lay of the land, so to speak. Plus, get Mabel settled. She's a little finicky when it comes to going potty in new places, so not to mention probably be making a few more stops along the way, which means better get boogieing on out of here. Can you see that? It is snowing. Officially my first snowfall of the 2021 to 2022 winter season. As you can see, I stopped at a little wayside here out in the middle of nowhere. I'm making my way up to Highway 2, which, if you didn't know, Highway 2 runs across the top portion of the United States. I believe it goes from the West Coast to the East Coast, at least through the Midwestern states over to the West Coast. I believe it starts over at St. Ignace, or Ignace. Okay, I probably have that pronounced incorrectly. Somebody will correct me, I know it. But it starts over in that part of Michigan and goes all the way across to like Seattle, Washington, to the coastal area over there. I'm not taking it all the way across the United States. I'm only taking it to get me to the Copper Harbor region of the UP. And why am I going to the Copper Harbor region of the UP? Well, it certainly isn't to be looking at the fall colors, because I can tell you from where I'm at right now here in Wisconsin, there aren't going to be really any fall colors left up there. No, it's to actually film something I've been wanting to film for a while. There are a ton of ghost towns up in that part of the UP. It's called the Kiowa Peninsula, and again, I probably have that pronounced wrong, so feel free to correct me down below. Blame it on my Midwestern, almost Yoopers accent I got going on. I don't know. What can I say? Should be interesting. Staying at that Airbnb will be my first time doing an Airbnb, which I'm really excited about. Excited to be on this road trip. It's been so long, and yet the time went by so fast since I started doing any kind of real filming, that I'm just really excited to be out doing this, and hopefully you'll enjoy this trip along with me. Regardless, daylight's burning. I've got, I think, less than 2 hours to go to get to, I think, the final destination. Not really sure. I plugged in one of the ghost towns I want to hit up, and then plus the Airbnb address. So I don't know if the end time on here is for the first destination or the second destination. Plus, I think there might be a time change difference that I didn't account for. So instead of me boop, 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 blabbing on here, like I have this tendency to do so, we're gonna put her in gear and go. That's my windshield. All I did was run in to use the bathroom at this local BP here in Florence. I wasn't expecting to run into any snowstorms on this trip. It's a good thing I packed gloves. I'm wearing boots. Got my hat on. And I think I got a winter jacket somewhere in my suitcase. Poor Mabel. Good thing I brought her. Well, not that. Yeah, I got her jacket too. Gotta keep my little Cheweenie warm. Yeah, I'm one of them dog people. Look at that. That is how much snow there is up here in the UP. And I thought our summers were short and winters were long. No wonder they wear the Edgeen caps up here in the UP. It is super pretty though. I wonder if that ghost town I'm hitting up will be snow covered like this. Got only 67 more miles to go. And look who is looking so cute and snug as a bug in a rug. You can tell we're getting into the ghost towns. This is Covington and the corner of their main street. Isn't that a cool old building? And then the church from up on top of the hill just looks spectacular, especially with the snow coming down. I just wanted to show you this view. It's just spectacular. And I just came from, you drive around this. It's just gorgeous. I'm almost to my first real stop, Winona. It's supposed to be a ghost town here in the UP. Thought I'd stop and check that out. It's along the way before I head over to the Airbnb. Given that I see grass here instead of snow, not all hope is lost for poor, sweet little Mabel. I was a little concerned that she was going to be having to go outside in like 5 inches of snow, but this is reassuring. By the way, if you get sidetracked in Baraga, Michigan, you can always go to the Sidetrack Bar. Or you can grab a Coca-Cola at the Shack. I'm thinking a Coca-Cola would be nice. And in case you're wondering what Mabel does when I'm not in the car, apparently she's a little looky-loo as well. Nosy Nancy, Nosy Nellie, whatever you want to call her. Now, if you're wondering what the first sign of winter is here in the UP, there it is. Snow people. If there was any doubt that I was out in the middle of nowhere, this should clue you in. I'm driving on non-pavement road. I think I've got another 4.8 miles before I turn onto a Michigan highway. So yeah, out in the middle of nowhere. Surprisingly, there's decent cell signal in this section. Wasn't before. Glad I didn't come any later in the year. Can you imagine? Probably wouldn't be able to pass through this road. Well, they might keep it open for the logging companies, the logging trucks, because I passed a logging operation a couple miles back, but there's no guarantee when you get this far north that the townships will be plowing. That, folks, is Winona. Now this is the old Winona School. It's still in use today, and you can tell that obviously by the pumpkins in the window and of course the playground equipment. That'd be kind of creepy to roll up here during the school day and be filming the school. Not something you want to be doing in this modern day and age. Now that looks like something original to the town of Winona. Yeah, that's a pretty cool building. You can barely see it through the trees. Dog's barking. Don't want to alert the locals and have somebody coming out with a shotgun, because that's likely to happen up here. I think it's time to go find the Airbnb. Mabel's getting a little antsy. We're going to be out of sunlight pretty soon. And I don't want to be driving around these back roads in the dark. Especially since I don't know where the hell I am or where I'm going. Not a good idea. Not familiar with this part of UP. Never been here before. Special thanks goes out to all our fellow sightseers here on Patreon and PayPal. Without you, these videos wouldn't be possible.